I've seen some YouTubers recently having a little bit of a rant about certain things to do with fishing. I'm going to do a bit of a weekly rant about something that's on my mind. So let's kick off with this week's rant. What's on my mind is opinions about tackle based on price. So, Guru have recently launched a range of reels, Aventus reels and Aventus equipment, which is very, very expensive. You've got other makers out there charging, £400 for rods, £400 for reels, etc. It's really, really expensive. The rant here is, I don't have a problem with anybody that's got expensive equipment. I also don't have a problem with people using cheap as chips equipment. It's about watercraft. It's about watercraft. So I can guarantee you that I could turn up on a bank with the most expensive equipment and I could be fishing next to somebody like Dickie Carr or Graham West, which happens, and I could give them a broom handle and they'll probably still kick my ass. Tackle companies want to sell you the most expensive stuff. That's how they make their living. No problem with that at all. So the rant here really is people that have really expensive tackle looking down their nose at people with cheap tackle. I cannot stand that. And on the flip side, people with cheaper tackle with snarky comments towards people with expensive tackle. I see where the two things kind of come from. If you've got expensive tackle, it's for a few reasons in my view, and none of them are a problem, to be honest. One is you just like buying expensive tackle. You've got the money, so it makes you happy. You go and buy it, absolutely no problem. The second one is that you're a regular match angler, therefore buying the most expensive tackle, it's going to last. It's going to last you years and years and years. You would expect it to. It will have great warranties on it. It'll have a servicing plan included, etc. Absolutely fine. You need stuff that's going to be able to last you. If you're doing 3, 4, 5 matches a week, some of these guys are, absolutely. You want the best stuff because it's an investment for you. You don't want stuff breaking down mid-match on you. I'll tell you a story. I went into my local tackle shop a few weeks ago and I was just getting some bait and some guy wandered in. He said, I've just done a session at a £1,000 a month syndicate lake and I did 14 days straight and I didn't catch anything. He was saying, I've just got into fishing and stuff like that, and I thought, wow. And he was talking about buying a couple of rods. Why don't you learn how to fish first before you start buying all the expensive gear? But then I kind of thought to myself, well, no, if that makes that person happy, if that's what they want to spend their hard-earned cash on, and that makes them happy, it's not a problem, is it? It's not a problem. I don't have a rod that's worth any more than £70. I don't have a reel that's worth any more than £70. My pole is a kind of mid-range pole, £700. A lot of that was to do with budget. I just simply, to get all the things that I need to fish all the venues that I fish, I can't afford to outlay £400 of my budget on one item. That's got to cover me across 2 or 3 different things. If I won the lottery, it'd be a completely different matter. I'd be top of the range with everything, of course I would, because I'd have the cash. But going back to the original point on people perhaps looking down their nose at people with cheaper gear, just don't do it. There are reasons why people have cheaper gear. Just don't do it. The other side of that, because it is both sides here, I've seen people that have got cheaper gear who are very, very capable anglers and do well in matches, etc., kind of having snarky comments about people who have got the most expensive gear in their bag and perhaps don't do as well. Look, it's about what makes you happy. It's about what makes you happy. Fishing is something that should be enjoyable, whether it's match or pleasure. You go out and you get what you need. The only sort of proviso I put on that is just be very careful if you're new to the sport and you want to get set up and go fishing. I've done some stuff on buying second-hand gear and I've done some stuff on looking out for bargains. I would say learn the watercraft bit first before you go and dip your hand in your pocket and start shelling out 400 or 500 quid for stuff. Get the watercraft bit right, perhaps. But again, you can get that right with the most expensive gear if you really want to. It's absolutely your prerogative. And for all the people out there who are in the mid-range, fishing, etc., again, you can find some great tackle for under 50 quid now. Times have changed. When I started fishing, it was Argos. You didn't have the internet. You didn't have this range of choice. The tackle companies didn't have to work that hard, to be honest, to cover all markets. So you either had a really crappy rod from Argos in your hand, or back in the day you had a really nice Normark or Browning or something like that, which was going to set you back 100 quid. There wasn't really this mid-range there, and it's great now. You can pick up really decent tackle for not very much money. But to sort of close the rant, what I'd say is, look, just be considerate, guys. Everybody's got a place. We want to get as many people fishing as we can, and at the end of the day, whether you're holding a broom handle, whether you're holding the highest quality carbon wrapping that's just come out of Japan, it doesn't really matter. Enjoy your fishing, and that's all I've really got to say on it. Enjoy your fishing.